Hi everyone and welcome to the Wizard Engineer. In today's video, we're gonna do another exercise because in previous video, we just do an exercise that covers something we already learned like Vue3, components, how to emit an event from a component. And then in this video, we are going to do another exercise in order to reinforce the knowledge you already acquired. So that in the next video, when we are going to talk about Vue Composition API, you're going to be comfortable. And in this video, we're going to interact with a Nodejs server. Because our front end is going to be in Vue Option API. And then in the next video, we're going to learn first Vue Composition API. And then we are going to refactor our app that we're going to build throughout this video to Composition API. That's what we're going to do throughout this video. But also, guys, if you haven't already subscribed to our YouTube channel, you can subscribe and also you can smash the like button if you haven't already. Now, let me present you the app that we're going to build throughout this tutorial. Alright guys, now this is the Nodejs backend that we're going to interact with. If I get into the index.js file, you're going to notice that we got a bunch of endpoints. And right here, you can see we got the users endpoints that return a list of users, and we got a user/ID that return a single user. We just interacted with these two endpoints in the previous video when we talked about Pinia, and then we do an exercise. We just built a simple application in previous video. And right now, in this video, we are going to interact with a post endpoints, because if I get into my command line, I'm going to show you something, git branch. I'm going to type git branch, and then you're going to notice that we got three branch, the main branch, post API branch, and the user branch. In the previous video, we just interact with the user API branch. Now, in this video, we're going to interact with the post branch. If I type git check out user API, I'm going to switch to, let me see something. Let me first, since I modify something, git commit, make change, and then I'm going to switch to the user API git. And then you're going to notice within the index.js file, we have three endpoints. The main endpoint that return your app, we got the users endpoint and the user/endpoints. We just interacted with these endpoints in the previous video. Now we're gonna interact with the post endpoints. I'm gonna get into the post branch, git checkout post API. And then if I get into my text editor, you're going to notice right here we got the post endpoint. This endpoint, it allows to create a post. And so we got also the delete endpoint. We're going to use this endpoint to delete a post. We got also the post, it returns a list of posts. You can see within the API folder, we got a database, a fake database. We are going to store all our posts within this file, post db.json file. All our posts are going to be stored within this file. And then if I get into the postman, you can see right here, guys, if I hit get, the get endpoint, let me run first my server. You're going to use npm run start command in order to start our Node.js server. And then you're going to hit send. You can see right here, I'm in the postman and I'm just returning the list of posts. If I get into the browser, I'm going to copy this URL and paste it right here. You're going to notice that this endpoint returns a list of posts. You can see it right here. And if I hit this endpoint, I do post/10, we are going to return a single post right here. You can see right here, it seems that we have two posts which have two IDs. You can see we just return a post with it has an ID 10, and another post has an ID 10, what is TS and what is Redis. I'm gonna delete is a post, these two posts. I'm gonna change the HTTP verb to delete, and then I'm gonna click send, and then you're going to see post deleted. You just get a message. And if I try to change the endpoint to get, you're going to see that right here we doesn't have the post ID with ID 10. All these two post ID which have similar ID disappear. Now we got also the post endpoint. We are going to use it in order to create a post. I'm gonna get into the body section, and then I'm gonna pass here title, what is Redis, content. Redis is an in-memory database, and then I'm gonna send. And then if you get into our Node.js server, you're going to see right here, we got this post right here. Let me format my document. And then we got here, the title, it is Redis. What is Redis? But you can see right here, we got two similar ID. I'm gonna fix it when I'm gonna push the code on GitHub. I'm gonna fix this error. Because we are not going to deal with a server, but we are going to deal more on Vue.js. I would like only to present you the backend. And you're going to clone it. I'm going to put it on GitHub. Now we're going to need to install Vue. We're going to go at vue.js.org website, and then you're going to get into the quick start menu. You're going to see this command, npm create vue at lattice. And then you're going to copy this command within your command prompt, and then they're going to prompt you to provide the name of your projects. Let me zoom a little bit. Now here I'm going to pass Vue projects 2, and then I'm going to type enter. The next thing, they're going to suggest you to select TypeScript. We are not going to use TypeScript. Now we're going to select no, add JS6 supports, no, add Vue3 for single page application development. Yes, we are going to use it. We already learned it. Yes. Add Pinia for state management. Yes. Add Vue3 for unit testing. No. Add Cypress for end-to-end testing. No. Add ESLint for code quality. Yes, we are going to select it. And add Pinia for code formatting. Yes, we are going to use it, because if you already seen within your package.json file, you have a command npm run format. We have a command within your package.json that allows you to format your Vue.js project. We are going to use Pinia for code formatting, and also add Vue Dev Tools 7 for extension for debugging. You're going to use it, yes, and then you're ready to go. Now you need to cd within your projects. Here, my project, it is Vue project 2, and then you're going to run npm install and npm run format. This is the command that is provided by Pinia, npm run format. It allows to format a Vue.js app, and then you're going to run npm run dev. Now you're ready to go. Now I'm going to cd within my application. I've already installed a project, a Vue.js project, that is Vue3 and Pinia. Now I'm gonna get into my Vue.js projects. I'm gonna tap there. You're going to notice right here I got Vue project 2. I've already installed it, and then I'm gonna cd in Vue project 2. I'm gonna tap code.space dot in order to open my text editor. And then we got a brand new Vue.js project, and then you can see right over here within the main.js file, they've already imported Router and Pinia. You can see right here they've already created a Pinia instance for us, and Vue Router, it is well imported. Now we're gonna tap npm run dev in order to start our project. Npm run dev, and then they're going to provide us a link for our project. We are waiting for it, and then let us click on it, and then we just land on a landing page that came with a brand new Vue.js by default. Now in this project, we are going to use Bootstrap. We are going to use again Bootstrap. If you are not familiar with Bootstrap, you can go check it out. Another CSS framework. You can use even Tailwind. And also, I'm gonna import it. I've already downloaded it. I'm gonna import it within my folder. And then I'm gonna import it. I'm gonna copy this code. Yeah, I'm gonna copy it. And then I'm gonna paste it within my asset folder. I'm gonna create another file, bootstrap.main.css. And then within my main.js file, I'm gonna remove this main.css. I'm gonna pass here bootstrap.main.css. And then within the app folder, you can see we have some CSS. I'm gonna delete all this stuff. And then this app.vue component, it is our main component. We got within it, we got the router view, which is the built-in component, and we are going to use it to load our pages. And we are going to remove the header tag, and then right here we are going to remove also the hello components. And then I'm gonna pass it, I'm gonna wrap it within a div. I'm gonna pass here a div of class container, and then I'm passing the router view. And also I need to create within the views folder, you can see we got the about view.vue, which is the default page that came by default. I'm going to delete also the home.vue, and then I'm going to create the post folder where we are going to store all our pages, and then I'm going to pass here post. And then within the post folder, we need to create an entry point for other pages. It is going to be the home page, the view, and then we need also to create the about page, the view, and the post page. We already say that, and we have to use the Pascal case format. So you can see about page, home page. This is a better conversion that we use in Vue in order to create a page. Now I'm gonna create another page, post page, the view, and then I'm gonna get into the main components, which is the app components. I'm gonna paste in the home page, this code, and then I'm gonna copy the same code within the post page. I'm gonna say right here, I'm gonna pass in an h1, and then I'm gonna say home page, and copy the same code and get into the about page and say again about page. And then we need to get into the index.js file within the router folder. We need to import our pages. Now here, let me zoom out a little bit. Now you can see right here, we just imported the home view page and we already deleted it. Now you can see we just pass here to the component, we just pass it directly the page. And we are not going to use that. We are going to use dynamic imports. We already learned it when we talked about Vue router. Dynamic import allows to improve the performance of our app. We already said that in previous video. Now right here, I'm gonna import the home page. I'm gonna get into the post page, and then I need to import the home page, which is the main page. And then the home page, it is going to have children page. We are going to have two children pages, like about page and the post page. I'm going to import first the post page, and then right here I'm going to pass here post page, and then let me try it in the browser to see if it is going to be displayed. I'm going to see if we are going to get home page, and we are getting an error. We need to pass right here, we need to pass the post. We need to remove the home view page and try it again. Yeah, you can see we just got the home page, but also we need to import the about page. I'm gonna pass here the about page to the children array, and then I'm gonna pass here the path. It is going to be about, and for the name of the root, we are going to pass about, so that if we pass about right here, if we pass here about, we are going to land on the about page. And right here, I'm going to change here about page. And let's try to see what we get. Yeah, we just land on the about page. Now, the next thing we have to do, we have to add a navbar. A navbar, it is going to allow us to toggle between pages. And then I'm going to go at Bootstrap. And again, I'm going to copy this menu. And I'm going to create a component because we already learned what is a component. If we get into the component folder, we are going to see we got default component that came with Vue when we install it. We're gonna delete the icons folder and add a components. Let me delete all components, and then we are going to create file for that component. I'm gonna say right here, I'm gonna say navbar.view, and then I'm gonna pass it within the template tag. And also I need to import in something. We need to import in the router link and the router view. I'm gonna get into the navbar component, and then right here I'm gonna paste it right here. You can see right here, guys, we are using Vue composition API. Right now we are not going to learn it because when we install Vue, it came with a Vue composition API by default. And right now we are talking about Vue option API, because in the next video we are going to format this application. We are going to refactor this app into a composition app API. Right now I'm not going to use the Vue composition API, but we're gonna go with Vue option API. And then right here I'm gonna use export defaults, and then here I need to import these two files, and then I'm gonna create a reactive property, pass here the data function, and then I'm passing the return statements. And then right here I'm gonna say page title. Page title, it is going to be, this is not a page. I'm going to just to remove this. I'm gonna remove this. Let me remove it. And right now we need to add links. So we are going to use router link. Router link, yeah, I'm gonna copy this code, router link components, and then I need to pass it right here for the processing. We're gonna change it to about router link, and then we need to pass it the two attributes that allows to move to a page. I'm gonna pass here /about, and then I'm pass here about, and then also I'm gonna copy this code right here. I'm gonna pass it right here. This is going to be the home page, and then we're gonna remove this li tag, and then we're gonna change the navbar. We are going to say blog app. Now we need to remove this, and then we need to get into the home page. Within the home page, we need to import this component, the navbar components. And then right here, you're going to copy this script tag, and then we're going to copy it at the bottom. And then we are going to remove Vue composition API. And then we are going to use option API. We're going to use export default. And then we are going to create right here a component object where we are going to store in our components. And then we are going to import the navbar components folder. Yeah, we just import it, and then we need to register this component. We need to pass it to the components objects in order to register these components. Now we need to pass it to within the container. We are going to pass it up here, yeah, like this, and try to see if it works. If you get in the browser, you can see right here we just have a navbar. Yeah, you can see we got blog app, home, and about page. There is no space between them. Let me zoom a little bit. You can see we just got the home page. When I click on home and about, we just getting our navigation. It is working properly. I can move to the about page and to the home page, about, home page. Now we need to add a little space between them, and then I'm gonna get into my navbar components. I need to pass it this class. Let me go on Bootstrap again. I need to pass this class of nav link. I need to pass it to the router link component, so that our link are going to be styled. And then if I get into the browser, you just got the home page and the about page. I'm gonna click on about home page and about page. Everything it is working pretty well. Now we need to create another component to the home page. On the home page, we are going to display a list of posts. We are going to display our list of posts within a table. I've already created a little table right here in my Sublime text. You can see we got a little table. And then this one too, it is going to be a component. I'm gonna get into the component folder, and then I'm gonna say post table that view, and then I'm gonna pass in first the template tag, and then you can see our table has 5 columns. We got the ID, post title, the content, see post. In this column, we are going to create a button. When a user click on see post, it is going to see the details of the post and delete post button. Now we need to import this component within the home page. We are going to get into the post page, sorry, and then we are going to remove the composition API script. Let me get into the home page in order to copy this, and then get into the post page. Now we need to create a reactive property right here, data. We use the data function, and then we pass in the return statement. And right here, we need to import our components. We are going to pass here the import statement, and then I'm gonna say import post table. Let me copy this within the home page. I'm gonna copy this component right here, and then let us change the name of the component. I'm gonna pass here post table, and then here I'm gonna change post table. And then we need to create a component object where we are going to store our component post table, and then we need to pass it to the DOM. Yeah, you can see home page, and right here I'm not creating a div tag. It is going to be a class of row, and then it is going to have 3 columns, class core, medium, 4. And then I'm gonna duplicate this 3 times, and then here I'm gonna pass here 2 and here 2, and in the middle it is going to have 6. And then we need to pass in our table, post table. Yeah, our component is right here, post table. You can see we are going to pass it this post table like this. And then if we get into the browser, we are going to see our table. It is a column of ID, which is represented by hashtag, post title, post content, see post, and delete post button. The delete post button, it is not working pretty well. I'm gonna add a code right here. I'm gonna say btn danger. And then you can see we got the delete post button. We're going to display here the list of posts that we got on the server. And then we can have the possibility to see the details of a post and delete a post. And also, we just review something like navigation, how to create children page. Now, guys, the next thing we have to do is to interact with our server. Now, I'm gonna create first placeholder data. I'm gonna pass it to the post page. And right here, I'm gonna create here an array. I'm gonna say here post, and then here I'm gonna do this. It is going to have the title, an ID of 1. Let me open my server. I'm gonna open my server. I'm gonna get into the server. Let me do this. Now I need to cd to my node server, cd node server, and then I need to grab some data in order to try to pass this data to the post table, and then we are going to create a fetch request that is going to take this data to the server. Now, let me first open my server and pass npm run start, and then we need to paste this URL to the browser. Yeah, we are getting the URL. And then right here, if I copy this URL into the browser, we are getting a list of posts. Yeah, you can see we are getting a list of posts. Now I'm gonna copy this first, these two posts, and then I'm gonna get into my app right here. I'm gonna pass here these two posts right here. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to pass it to the post table. I'm gonna pass here dot semicolon post table, and then we are going to get into the post table component, and we are going to create a prop. We learned in previous video that a props, it acts like an argument for a component. We're gonna get into the post table, and then right here we are going to create a script. We are going to say script, and then we're gonna pass here export. Need to pass here, let me pass here something. Let me do this script. Let me close the script tag. And then right here, we need to create a prop. A prop, it is like a parameter for a component. I'm gonna pass here props. And then for the prop, it is going to be post. And also, we are going to use the v4 directive in order to iterate through this array. If we go within the post page, you can see our post is post ID, title, and content. And then within the post title, we are going to iterate through this post array. We are going to use the v4 directive, v4, and then we're going to say post in post. And then once you use the v4 directive, you need to provide also the key directive. And then semicolon, we're going to do post the post title, post ID. And then right here, we're going to pass here for the column, which related to the ID, we're going to pass in the post ID. And we need also to pass it the post content, the post title, and the post content. Yeah, like this. The post that content. And then you can see right here, we just pass it a props. And then I'm gonna add a little definition of a prop in order to remind you guys. I'm gonna say here a prop is a parameter for a component. That's what we learned when we talked about components. Let's say a prop is a parameter for a component. You can see right here, we just pass here post, and then here we use v4 directive in order to iterate into a list of posts. And then if you go into the post page, you're going to see we just pass it, this post right here, this reactive property to the post prop. And then if we go into the browser, you're going to see that we just populate our home page with posts. Let me first run my server, my Vue server, and then I'm gonna get into, I'm gonna tap npm run dev. And then you're going to notice that our post table has been populated with two posts. If we refresh the page, you're going to see, yeah, we are getting posts. You can see the future of artificial intelligence in healthcare and blockchain technology transforming industries. These are two posts, and then we need to add a little column right here. I'm going to pass here A to add the width of the table. You can see we just populated, we just passed data to our post table components. Now we need to create a Pinia store, because we are not going to store this data right here. We are going to use a Pinia store. We already learned it in previous video. And then I'll go at Pinia and copy a boilerplate of a Pinia store and get into the stores folder. You're going to notice we have a stores folder. When we install Vue and Pinia at the same time, we create a stores folder where we're going to store all our Pinia store. And by default, we have a corner store, and you can notice it is a different style. This is a composition API for Pinia. But as we are going to stick to option API right now, in the next video, we are going to format our code to composition API. Now we're gonna say post store like this. The structure, guys, we already talked about it. Post store.js. Let me pass here post store.js. And then we need to pass in this boilerplate, and we are going to use the define store function in order to create a store. And then we're gonna get into, you can see we have the state function. It is like the data function. This is like the data function. And the getter, it is like computed, and the action, it is like methods. You're going to take it like Vue option API. We have the data function, computed, and the method function. Now we need to pass here. We need to get into the post page. For the post page, and we are going to remove this reactive property right here, the post. And then we need to move it to the post store, and we are going to pass it right here. It is going to be our reactive property, but also we need to change the name of our store. You can see use kind store. We are going to say use post store, and then we need to pass it the post, the name of our store. It's going to be post. And also we are not going to use getters, and I'm gonna comment this getters. You're not going to use it. And also we need to import. We need to use this use post store within the post page. We are going to import it. And we already talked about the helpers provided by Pinia. We have the map state and the map actions. Map state first. We are going to use map state. We are going to say import map state from Pinia. Yeah, like this. Map state from Pinia. And then we are going to use a computed option in order to get access to reactive property within our post store. And then we are going to pass here, we are going to spread it. We are going to pass here map state, and then we need to pass it a parameter. It is going to be use post store. We need to import it, and then we need to pass it also an array of reactive property located within the post store. Right here, you can see we just pass to the map state use post store, and we need also to pass it an array. It is going to have all reactive property available within the state function. And then we're going to get into the post page, and then we need to import the use post store. We are going to do import use post store from Pinia. I'm going to pass here at, and then slash, and then stores like this. Yeah, let us see what we get right here. We are using exports, use stores, and then we need to import it. We are going to pass here stores like this, and then we need to pass right here our post, our post array within the use post store. And then we need to try it within the browser to see if we are getting access to the post array within the post store. And then, yeah, let us see. We are getting an array stores, import stores from, yeah, it does not, we are getting an error, an imported error. we need to import it. We are going to get into the stores folder, and then we need to import the pulse store.js file. Yeah, you can see we just get access to the pulse reactive property within the pulse store. And then let me try to do this. I'm gonna pass here 1 and here 9 in order to increase again the width of our table. Yeah. Guys, now we need to interact with our server. We are going to create a fetch request that is going to hit this endpoint. This endpoint, it is going to return a list of posts. And then right here, we're gonna go ahead and in the actions object, we are going to create here a function. We're gonna say here fetch post. It is going to be an asynchronous function, and then we are going to pass here the constant const, and then the res, and then fetch. We need to pass it the URL, this URL of post, and then we need to pass it an object. It is going to have an header, specify headers, content type application / JSON, and also we need to specify the method. Method it is get, and also we are going to pass here await. We are going to await for the results, and then we are going to get the data. Res await res.json, and then after that we need to console the data to save. We are going to console first this data to see if we are going to get this data, and then we are going to pass it to the post reactive property. And then in order to get access to the fetch post function within the post page, we are going to use the map actions. We are going to create again another object. It is going to be methods, and then we are going to do map actions, and then we need to import it from Pinia map actions. And then right here, let me remove the data function, and then we need to pass it to the first parameter. It is the post, the use postal, and then an array of function. We pass it fetch post, and then we're going to create a button within above the post table button, and then let's say fetch post. We're going to click on it to try to see if we get the data. We're gonna add here click, and then we're gonna pass here fetch post, and then let's try to see if we are going to get this data within the console. Yeah, let me get into the inspect tab into the console and see if we got the data. Let me refresh again. Yeah, and then when I click on fetch post, you can see within the console you're getting an array of posts. Now we need to pass this array to the post reactive property, and then we are going to use this keyword, this post, and then we are going to pass it the data because it is an array. And then we are going to get into the post page, and right here we are going to create another function, mounted. The mounted function, it is called when we mount a component to the DOM. And our mounted, it is going to be an asynchronous function because we are going to pass it the fetch. We are going to await. We are going to deal with an asynchronous function. This fetch post, it returns a promise. If we get into the post store.js, you're going to notice right here the post page, it is a promise. It doesn't show something, but it is a promise. It's returning a promise. And then in order to get access to the data, we need to await the data. We are going to use the await keyword, this fetch post. And then if we get into the browser again and refresh, you're going to notice our table is being populated with data that came from our server. We are getting right here 9 posts. You can see 1, 2. Right here for this button, I'm gonna delete it. I'm not passing the list of posts. And then here, I'm gonna remove this. And right here, I'm gonna say littoral posts. And then I'm gonna pass here another reactive property. It is the count property. It is going to return the number of posts that our fetch post function it is returning. And then I need to remove this. And then here I'm gonna pass here the count posts. And then by default it is going to be 0. And then right here we are going to pass here this dot count posts. We're going to do count posts equal to data.length. And then in order to get access to the count post, we're gonna go again within the post page, and then we need to pass it to the map states. Yeah, and then we're gonna pass here, we need to display it, we're gonna pass here this count post, and then you're going to get the total posts we are fetching from our server. We are getting 9 posts. Now guys, we need to work on the delete button and see post button. Alright guys, now let's try to go with the delete post button. When we click on delete, we need to delete this post right here, and we are going to do it. Now we need again to get into the post.js file, and then we are going to create a second action. Our second action, it is going to delete a post. And right here, we are going to duplicate this, and then we are going to say delete post. Also, it is going to be an asynchronous function, and then it is going to take a parameter, an ID of a post. I'm going to pass here post ID, and then we need to pass it this ID. I'm going to pass here slash. Now do this, and then post ID, and then I'm gonna use backtickets in order to pass this template literal syntax. Need to use backtickets now, and need to paste it again the euro, and there we go. Now the delete post, it is going to take a method, an HTTP verb, it is going to be delete, and the content type, it is going to be application/JSON. And also we need to call this function, this fetch function, we need to call it. We are going to do this, await. We need first to await for the results of a delete action. It is going to return a message. We are going to do console.log data.message like this. And once we just get the message, post deleted, we need to call the fetch post. We need to await it for two. We are going to pass it right here. I'm gonna say await this fetch post. Yeah, like this. Now we need to call this delete post within the post table, within the post page, and then we need to pass it to the map actions, delete post, and then we need to go again within the post table component, and then we are going to create right here in our property emit. It is going to take a list of events that our post table it is going to have, and then we're going to pass it delete post, and our delete post function it is going to have a parameter. It is going to be post ID. We need to emit it. We're gonna do click, and then data emit delete. We need to pass first the name of the function delete post, and then the ID of the post post ID, and then we need to invoke this delete post within the post page. We are going to pass right here this function, delete post, and then delete post. And then you're going to notice that we are going to delete a post. And then let's try to get into the browser and see what we get. And then we are going to do this. You're going to get into the browser and let's try to add first something right here in the methods. In methods, I'm gonna add here a function. I'm gonna say delete. I'm gonna say delete post. I'm gonna say delete article. And then within the delete article function, I'm gonna do this if confirm, do you want to delete this post? And then if we tap yes, we are going to call this function. You're going to await you're going to await this delete post. And then we need to pass here an async keyword to make, because we are dealing with an asynchronous function, delete post, it is async. And then we are going to pass here await delete post. When we click on the delete post button, we need to call this function delete article. We are going to pass it right here, delete article, yeah, like this. And that's it, guys. Delete post. And the delete post button need to take a parameter. Let me first do this. We need to pass it a parameter. It is going to be an ID. Delete post, delete article. It is going to take a post ID, because right here, let me do this. I'm gonna comment this, and then console.log post ID. And when we click on delete article, we are going to console this ID. Let's try it in the browser and see what we are going to get in the console. And when we delete on delete, yeah, we are getting an ID of a post. We click on the delete post of the post with ID 2, you're getting this ID. Now we need to pass this ID to the delete post function. If we get into the post store, you're going to see that our delete post function takes an ID of a post that we need to delete, and we need to pass it to this delete post. You're going to pass here post ID, and then you're going to delete a post. Let's try to see. We need to delete this post right here. We need to delete the post with ID 6. You're going to click on delete. Do you want to delete? And if we click yes, we just deleted a post, and it seems that we are getting an error. It's not a function, reduce within Pinia. Let's try to refresh in order to track the error. Let's try to delete this post, the future of artificial intelligence. When you click on delete, yeah, you can see we are getting a message within the console, post deleted successfully. This is the message. And then we can delete also the post which is to ID, what is view. They're going to delete all these posts. Yeah, you can see we got a second message, post deleted. Guys, you're going to clone the backend, and then you're going to interactive. You need to practice really in order to be comfortable. You need to practice, guys. Now we just finished with this button, delete a post. Now we need to click on see post and see the details of a post. We are going to create another page within the post. We are going to say single post that view. And then within the single post that view, we are going to create a template. It is going to have a div, and the class container, and the row, div, yeah, the row, pass here the class of row, and it is going to have 3 column. Pass here the class of content of core, medium 2, medium 3. I need to duplicate it, and then the column in the middle is going to have 6 column. It is going to be a card. We're gonna pass this data to a card. We're gonna say div, it is going to be a bootstrap card, and div like this, class car header, and then within the car right now, we are going to pass it the data of the post within the car body. We are not going to pass it to the car header, and here we are going to pass it an h1, and then we're going to pass here post title, and we are going to have another p tag where we're going to store the body. I'm going to pass here lorem. Yeah, this is the post body. Now we need to get access to this page. We need to click on the C post and move to this page. We are going to create another button within the post page. We're going to create another event. We are going to see pass here C post details, and then we need to pass it to this button. Click, and then we need to pass here the dollar emit, the name of the function that we need to emit. It is C post details, and then the post ID, and then we need to create this function within the post store. Within the post store, we are going to create another function, C post details, because right here within the browser, if I need to get access to a given post, you can see right here we got the post with ID 2. If I tap here 2, we're just returning a single post. And we are going to create right here a function that is going to do that. We need to copy this function, and then we're going to change the name. I'm going to say C post detail, and then it is going to take a parameter of post ID, and we need to change the HTTP verb to get, and right here we're going to let it like this, and also we are going to remove that. We are going to create right here a variable. It is going to be a single post. It is going to be an object, and you can see within the browser our post /to endpoint, it is returning a single an array which contains a single post, and we need to pass it to this post reactive property. We are going to do this data, it is an array if data that length it is greater than 0, and then we are going to pass it to this post, this data post, that data, that square bracket, and then we get access to the first post. Now I think we just finished. Now we need to call this cpost function within the post page, and then we need to pass it to the map actions to the array, and then we're going to create a function right here. C is going to be an asynchronous function, async C post detail, and then right here I'm gonna say pass here C article. I'm pass here article detail, and then we need to call this C post detail within this function. We need to await this post details. We need to pass it the post ID, and also we need to call this C post detail to the table. We need to call it. We are going to pass here this function, and then if we get into the post table, we need to copy this C post details, and then we need to pass this function to the post table components right here, and we need to format our page. Yeah, everything is okay. Now let's try to see if we are going to get this data. And what we need to do, we are not going to call this function within this C post detail. We are not going to call this function within this page. What we need to do is to do this, is to go to this page, we are going to use the router, this router, and then we are going to push, we are going to move to the post detail. We're going to pass here post / post ID. We're going to have a page within the browser, within our page, within our app. We're going to have this link post / ID. When we just tap this address, we need to see the details of a single post. That's what we need to do. And right now, it doesn't have this link. We need to create it within the router. And we are going to get into the router folder within the index.js file and import the single post page. Also, the single post page, it is a children page. And then it is going to have here the post / ID. And then here we're going to pass here the name single post like this. And then right here we need to pass here single post page. I'm going to add here single post page. I'm going to edit. It wasn't single post. I'm going to pass here an L single post like this, guys. I was doing a mistake. And then within the router, I'm going to pass here an L2. And then we need to try to see if we are going to move to this single post page that we just created. And then we are going to click on this row, see post. Yeah, we just land on the single post detail page. Yeah, post title. We need to pass here the post title of a single post. And then right here, we need to pass it the content of the post. Now we are going to get into the post page, and then we are going to copy the script tag. Let me copy the script, and then get into the single post page, and then paste it right here. And then we are going to use the use post store. We are going to delete this function right here, the delete article. We are not going to use it, and the fetch post, but we need to get access to see post detail function. And also we are going to call this function await within the mounted function await. And then we are going to get access to this ID within the browser. We are going to delete this first. And you can see right here, we are getting an ID. We need to get access to it. And then right here, we're going to do this. Const post ID. We're going to do this that roots that params that ID. The ID, this ID right here, this property, it is located within the router. You can see right here, we just pass here post / ID. This is the ID. Now we need to see the data. Yeah, we need to see the data. You can see we just await for the see post detail. And then we need to get access to the post reactive property that we got within the post store. We are going to get access to it. Yeah, like this post. And then right here, we need to replace the content. We're going to pass here post.content and post.title. Post.title. And then let's try to see what we get in the browser. Yeah, you can see right here, we just display the title, blockchain technology, transforming industries, and we got also the post content. And if we go back again on the home page, just display a list of posts. And then if I click on the post with ID free, see post, and we just display the post, the rise of 5G technology, and so on. Now we need to create a form. We need to create a form that is going to send this data. We are going to create a form that is going to allow us to create a post. Yeah, we are going to create create also a form right up the table. Right here, we're gonna have a table. And I've also created a form, a simple form, and then we need to create also a component for this form. And then we're gonna within the component folder, we're gonna create another component. We're gonna say create post form. This post form component, it is going to allow us to create a post. And then we need to pass it a template. And then right here, it is going to have a script tag. And then within the script tag, we are going to have a reactive property like this. And also we need to import this post form within the post page. We are going to do this. We're going to cap this, and then right here we need to pass here post form, and then here post form. And then we need to register this component. We need to pass it to the component object, and then we're gonna pass it right up the table. I'm gonna add here a break tag, and then right here we need to add here another break tag, and then we need to pass our components, our post form like this. And then if we refresh, yeah, you can see we are getting a beautiful form. Now we are going to pass it the title and the post content. Let me modify within the post form component. Here we need to pass it the post content and the post title. And you can see right here, we need to pass it. We need to create right here a reactive property. It is going to have the data or the inputs of our post. It is going to have two inputs. Let's create it, 10, and then it is going to have the title. We're going to pass it an object, post. It is going to have two objects, the title, post title, and the content, but also the post title and content. And then we are going to use the model directive in order to bound this reactive property to an input. We already talked about it, the model, and then we need to pass it to this text area. We need to pass it the content, and we're going to pass it the row of 2. Yeah, we're going to pass it the row of 2, and that's pretty much it. Now we need to see which kind of data we are getting. We're going to see post. We're going to display the post object to see if we are binding data of the post title and post content to this post reactive property. Now let's try to see in the browser. You can see right here our post disappear. We refresh again, and when I tap the title of a post, you're going to see we just bind it to the title property. I'm type here what is Pinia, and you can see we just pass it to data. Now we are going to create a function that is going to send this data to the server. Now we are going to get into again within the post store and create a function. We need to format this code, and then we're going to copy this code, and then we are going to change the name of the function to create post. And then we are going to change the get HTTP verb to post, and then we are going to pass it this URL localhost/post, and then we are going to pass this data, and the data function returns a message. We are going to console the message, console.log data.message. Yeah, like this. Now we need to call this function within the create post. But also for the create post, you can see if we get into the post form component, we need to pass it this array right here. We need to pass it this object, the post, and we are going to pass it to this function. We are going to pass it this object of a post. We're going to pass it post right here, and then we need to add another property body, and then we're going to use JSON stringify, and then so that we are going to send our data to the server, we need to use JSON.stringify in order to send our data to the server. And then we are going to call this create post within the post form components. And then we are going to import this component. We need to get into the single post page. We are going to copy this. Yeah, this. I'm going to copy this map state, map actions, and use post within these components. We are going to paste it right here. And also we are going to create a computed property in order to get access to we're not going to use a computed property, but we need to create a function that is going to allow us to get access to the method, to the create post method. Now we are going to get into the post form, and then right here we are going to add here methods, and then we are going to spread the map action. We need to pass it first the post store and then the array of actions. We need to get access to the create post function, and then our create post function takes an object. And then right here we are going to create a function. We're going to say create article, and then it is going to be an asynchronous function. Pass it an async keyword, and then we are going to pass it await. We're going to await for the results, create post, and then we are going to pass it this reactive property, this post. And after that we need to call another function, fetch post, because when we create a post we are going to update the table. We're going to do await this that fetch post like this. Yeah, or we can use this. We can use promise that, or it takes an array of promise, and then we need to pass it these two promise. We can do this. Yeah, we need to process this and this promise. It takes an array of promise that all like this. We are going to try this first, and then we are going to await for the results of these two promise. We're going to do this, and then we are going to pass it await like this. Cons right here we are using destructuring. We are waiting for the results of these two functions. I'm going to pass here create post data, and the second one it is underscore because the fetch function doesn't return anything, but also the create post doesn't return anything. But I'm gonna try first with this. I don't want to complicate it you guys, but we're gonna try also this second one. We're gonna try it and see how it works. We're gonna try promise that it allows to process multiple promise. Now we need to create a post, and then we need to pass this function to this bar and create post. Then we need to pass it, and then we need to initialize our input. When we just created a post, we are going to create a function right here. We're going to say init inputs, and then we're going to do post.title equal to empty, but also for the pass content. And we are going to call init input function like this. Now let's try to create a post and see if everything it is working successfully. Now let's try to get into the browser, and you can see right here we are going to create a post. We are going to say what is Pinia. This is going to be our title, what is Pinia, and then we're gonna go at Pinia data website, and then we are going to copy something. We are going to pass it even this code right here. And then we're going to pass it to the post content, and we are going to click on the create. Yeah, you can see our page, it is refreshing. We are going to prevent this default. So we are going to pass our function. You can see right here, we're just passing our create article to the click event, but we are going to use the submit events in order to process this request. Submit that prevents, and then we are going to pass it the create article. And let's try to see again. Let me comment this. And I'm gonna pass here what is Pinia, and copy the contents of the Pinia website, and then I'm gonna pass it post content. And let's try to create a post before diving into core concept. And then I'm gonna click on the create post. Yeah, you can see right here, yeah, we got a post, but we are getting similar IDs. This is an error that is located at the server. What is Pinia? We have to be comfortable with that, because this error, it is located at the server. I'm not fix it, but I can fix it right now if you want. And I'm not getting to the server in order to fix this error of IDs that we have. I'm gonna type code that space, and then I'm gonna fix the error of IDs. I'm gonna get into the index file. Let me zoom a little bit, guys. You're going to see right here, when we create a post within the create post function, let me see it. We are passing here +1. I should pass here +2, so that we are not going to create duplicated. We are not going to have duplicated posts. We are not going to have, so that we are not going to have a post which have same IDs. We are going to pass here +2. And if we go again within the browser, we are going to delete first this post, what is Pinia. I'm gonna delete it. It is going to delete both the posts with ID 7. Let me refresh. And then we need to start our server. We're going to do npm start. And then let's try to see what we get. Let me refresh our page. And then I'm gonna delete this post, what is Pinia. These two posts right here, the role of artificial intelligence in smart cities, it is going to be deleted too, because it is an idea 4. And you can see we just delete these two posts. Now let's try to create another post. We're gonna pass here what is TypeScript. And then for the post content, we're gonna say it is a statically tapped language. And then language, and then we are going to click on the create post. And then you can see right here we got the post what is TypeScript without duplicated ID. And then let's try to create another one, and then we're going to see what is bootstrap, and we're going to say bootstrap is a CSS framework like this. And then yeah, you can see we just created another post. What is bootstrap with IDA? Bootstrap is CSS framework. And then when I click on the C post, yeah, I can see the post title and the past contents. And that's pretty much it, guys. For this video, we just learned a lot. We learned how to submit data to the server, how to get data from the server, and how to delete even data. But also we just learn how to see details of a single post. For this video, it was like a review process. I would like to review everything we have seen so far in order to reinforce the knowledge you already acquired. Guys, you're going to go at my GitHub. I'm gonna put the link down from this video in the description. You're going to copy the server. You're going to clone the server, and also you need to clone the front end. If you need to see how codes it looks, you're going to clone it, and then you're going to practice in order to know how to do it at your own. You can see we just learn how to structure our app, and also this is how we create an application. This is a basic overview how to create an app in Vue. Now in the next video, we're gonna try to refactor our app to Vue Composition API. And that's pretty much it, guys, for this video. Thanks for watching, and I see you in the next one.